You see, in 2025, the world is louder than ever. Everyone's got an opinion, a spotlight, and a platform. But the truth is, not everything is meant to be shared. There's power in silence. There's strength in keeping certain parts of your life sacred. Because when you guard what matters most, you allow it to grow, to thrive, and to shine without interruption. This year, let's talk about the 7 things you must keep private. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Let's build strength in stillness and power and purpose. Would you like the full speech built from here? Your vision is yours. It's the dream planted deep within you, a fire burning quietly but intensely. It's the thing that keeps you awake at night, imagining the possibilities. Yet, in this age of instant validation, social media highlights, and oversharing, we sometimes forget the importance of holding our vision close. It's not about secrecy, it's about protection. It's about understanding that not everyone will see what you see or believe in what you believe, and that's okay. But you can't let their doubts, their judgments, or their limited perspective water down your fire. When you share your vision too soon, you invite unqualified opinions into the space where your dreams are just beginning to take root. It's like planting a seed and exposing it to harsh winds before it has the chance to sprout. The vision isn't weak, but it's fragile. It needs time, care, and nurturing to grow strong. Sharing too early can invite criticism that isn't constructive or doubt that wasn't there before. And suddenly the energy you once had for that dream starts to waver because someone else couldn't see its potential. Your vision is precious, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. In a world where people are quick to judge, it's your responsibility to shield it from unnecessary noise. Silence gives you room to focus, to make mistakes, to learn, and to adjust without the pressure of external opinions. It allows you to work in peace, to plan your steps deliberately, and to execute without distraction. When you protect your vision, you're not being selfish or secretive, you're being wise. Think about all the great achievers, the ones who've inspired generations. They didn't broadcast their every move or explain their every idea. They worked in the quiet spaces in the early mornings and late nights where no one could see or interrupt their process. They knew that greatness isn't announced, it's revealed when the time is right. When you guard your vision, you also give yourself the freedom to dream bigger. You're not limited by other people's perceptions or their lack of imagination. You're free to think wildly, to imagine impossibilities, and to believe in them fully. Sometimes what seems crazy to others makes perfect sense to you because it's your vision. And if you let someone else's doubt creep in, you might abandon something extraordinary just because they couldn't understand it. But here's the beautiful part: when your vision is ready, when it's strong enough to stand on its own, you'll know. That's when you share it, not because you need approval, but because it's time to inspire. By then, the foundation is solid, and the work speaks for itself. The doubters won't matter, and the naysayers will have nothing to tear down, because you've already built something unshakable. So in 2025, make a commitment to yourself. Hold your vision close. Write it down. Speak it to yourself. Pray over it if that's your way. But let the world see the results, not the blueprint. Stay focused. Work quietly. Build confidently. Because your vision doesn't need to be understood by anyone else, it only needs to be lived by you. And when the time comes, when that vision is a reality, you'll look back and thank yourself for protecting it. You'll realize that the silence wasn't just about keeping the noise out, it was about creating space for your purpose to thrive. Keep the vision alive, nurture it, and let the world marvel when it's ready. Until then, stay patient and stay focused. The best things grow in the quiet. Relationships are sacred. They are the heartbeats of our lives, the connections that ground us, inspire us, and remind us of who we are. Yet, in a world where everyone feels the need to post, comment, and share every detail, we risk losing the sanctity of these bonds. It's tempting to share, to seek validation, to broadcast moments as if they're trophies for the world to see. But the truth is, the more you share your relationships with the world, the more you expose them to forces that don't have their best interests at heart. Your relationships are personal. They're about you and the people you care about, no one else. The love, the trust, the struggles, the growth, all of it is meant to be lived and experienced, not displayed for public consumption. When you share too much, you invite opinions from people who don't understand the depth of your connection. They don't know the history, the sacrifices, the nuances that make your bond unique. And yet they'll judge, comment, and sometimes even criticize. They'll take moments out of context and offer advice they have no business giving. By keeping your relationships private, you create a safe space for them to thrive. You allow them to grow without interference, without the weight of external expectations. Privacy doesn't mean secrecy, it means respect. It means valuing what you have so much that you're unwilling to let it be diluted by unnecessary noise. It's about cherishing the moments that matter, the conversations that heal, and the love that builds without needing an audience. There's also a profound strength in intimacy. When you and your loved ones share moments that are just for you, it deepens the bond. It becomes a treasure, something sacred that no one else can touch or tarnish. In a world that constantly demands attention and validation, keeping your relationships private is a powerful act of defiance. It's saying, this is ours and it's enough. But privacy isn't just about protecting the good moments, it's also about shielding the challenges. Every relationship faces struggles, arguments, misunderstandings, and moments of doubt. These are natural, even necessary for growth. But when you make those struggles public, you invite scrutiny that can make them harder to overcome. People start to pick sides, offer unsolicited opinions, and sometimes unintentionally or intentionally create division. What could have been a private moment of growth becomes a public spectacle. When you guard your relationships, you also protect your peace. You're not constantly worried about how others perceive your bond or how they might interpret your actions. You're free to love fully, to be vulnerable, and to navigate challenges without the weight of external judgment. Your relationship becomes a sanctuary, a place where you can be yourself without fear. Consider the wisdom in this. The strongest bonds aren't the loudest ones. They're not the ones constantly on display or seeking validation. They're the quiet connections that speak volumes without saying a word. They're the relationships built on trust, understanding, and mutual respect, things that can't be measured by likes, comments, or shares. In 2025, let this be the year you choose to protect what matters. Let your relationships be your foundation, not your performance. Hold them close, nurture them, and allow them to grow in the privacy they deserve. Celebrate the love, the loyalty, and the lessons without needing to prove their worth to anyone else. Because at the end of the day, the people who matter most are the ones who are there in the quiet moments, in the struggles, and in the triumphs. They're the ones who don't need to see your relationship online to know it's real. They feel it in the way you show up for them, the way you speak to them, and the way you protect them from the noise of the world. Keep your relationships sacred. Not because they're perfect, but because they're yours. Let them be a source of strength, not a display for the world. And when you do share, let it come from a place of authenticity, not obligation. The most beautiful relationships are the ones that flourish in the quiet, away from the spotlight, where love is pure and real. Protect them, honor them, and let them shine in their own time, in their own way. Your financial moves are yours. In a world where success is often equated with public displays of wealth, it's easy to feel the pressure to share your every financial step. Whether it's a new job, a major purchase, an investment, or a business idea, there's a constant pull to let others know. But here's the truth: your financial journey is personal, and it's one of the most important areas of your life to keep private. Money has a way of drawing attention, and not all of it is good. When you share too much about your financial moves, you open the door to opinions, envy, and even manipulation. People might start to see you as a resource rather than a person. They might make assumptions about your worth, your priorities, or your struggles based on incomplete information. Worse still, Sharing too much can attract those who don't have your best interests at heart, people who see your success as an opportunity for themselves. Keeping your financial moves private isn't about being secretive or unkind, it's about being smart. It's about recognizing that not everyone needs to know how much you earn, what you're investing in, or what your next financial goal is. It's about understanding that financial growth often happens best in quiet, deliberate steps, not under the scrutiny of others. When you move in silence financially, you give yourself the freedom to experiment, learn, and grow without the added pressure of external expectations. Not every investment will pay off, not every business idea will succeed, and that's okay. But when you've shared your plans with the world, you might feel a heavier burden to prove yourself, even when things don't go as expected. That pressure can lead to rushed decisions, unnecessary risks, or feelings of failure that aren't warranted. Privacy also protects your peace. Money is a sensitive topic for many people, and when you openly discuss your finances, you may unknowingly invite tension or comparison into your relationships. Friends or family members might start to feel insecure about their own financial situations or begin to expect help that you're not obligated to provide. By keeping your financial moves private, you maintain control over your narrative and avoid misunderstandings or conflicts that can arise from sharing too much. Think of your financial life as a garden. Some seeds need to be planted quietly and nurtured in private. They need time to grow, to establish roots, and to bloom without interference. If you expose those seeds too early, you risk damaging their potential. Whether it's a savings plan, a side hustle, or a new venture, let it grow in the quiet. Focus on the process, the discipline, and the milestones without feeling the need to broadcast every step. There's also power in the element of surprise. When you achieve financial success quietly, it speaks louder than words. It's not about proving anything to anyone, it's about showing the results of your hard work and dedication when the time is right. The world doesn't need to know the steps you took. They'll see the outcome and respect the journey. This doesn't mean you can't celebrate your wins or share your success with those who genuinely support you. But be selective. Share with people who uplift you, who understand the value of your efforts, and who won't use your transparency against you. Those are the people who will cheer for you without envy, offer advice without judgment, and respect your boundaries without question. In 2025, commit to moving smarter with your money. Set your goals, work toward them diligently, and let your actions speak for themselves. Protect your financial journey by keeping it between you, your trusted circle, and the professionals who can guide you. Because at the end of the day, your financial moves are about securing your future, building stability, and creating the life you envision, not about impressing others. The true measure of success isn't in how much you share, but in how much you grow. Keep your financial moves private, not to hide them, but to nurture them. When the time is right, let the results speak volumes, and let your success inspire without ever needing to explain. Struggles are part of the journey. Every one of us faces challenges, moments where life feels heavy, and times when the path forward seems unclear. It's easy to feel tempted to share these struggles, to broadcast them to the world in search of sympathy or validation. But there's wisdom in choosing to face some battles privately, in holding on to the power that comes from dealing with your struggles without making them public. Struggles are deeply personal. They shape you, teach you, and strengthen you in ways that no one else can fully understand. When you share those moments too openly, you expose yourself to opinions, judgments, and advice from people who may not have the insight or compassion to truly help. Some may pity you, others may judge you, and a few may even use your vulnerabilities against you. And suddenly, what was meant to be a moment of personal growth becomes a performance under the spotlight of others' scrutiny. Privacy gives you space to heal. Struggles aren't weaknesses, they're opportunities for transformation. But transformation is a process that requires time, patience, and reflection. When you keep your challenges private, you create the environment you need to work through them without distraction. You can cry, stumble, and rise again without feeling the need to explain yourself to anyone. You can focus on what truly matters, learning from the experience and growing stronger because of it. There's also dignity in facing your struggles quietly. It doesn't mean you're hiding or pretending everything is fine. It means you're choosing to protect your energy. It means you're acknowledging that not everyone deserves to know your battles. The world doesn't need to see your pain to validate your strength. Your resilience is real, whether anyone sees it or not. When you handle struggles privately, you also preserve your peace. Sharing your challenges with the wrong people can lead to unnecessary drama, unsolicited advice, or even betrayal. Not everyone has the emotional maturity or good intentions to support you in the way you need. By keeping your struggles to yourself or sharing them only with a trusted few, you protect yourself from the noise and negativity that can come with oversharing. This doesn't mean you can't seek help. There's a difference between sharing your struggles with the world and confiding in someone who genuinely cares about your well-being. Talk to those you trust: family, close friends, mentors, or professionals who can provide meaningful support and guidance. These are the people who will listen without judgment, encourage you without pity, and remind you of your strength when you forget it yourself. Struggles are also where your character is forged. When you face challenges privately, you give yourself the chance to dig deep, to discover strengths you didn't know you had, and to develop resilience that can't be shaken. You learn to rely on yourself, to trust your instincts, and to find solutions that are true to you. These moments become the foundation for your future success. Think of it this way: when you climb a mountain, you don't need an audience for every step. The climb is yours: the struggle, the sweat, the doubts, and the determination. When you reach the summit, that's when the world sees the result of your effort. But the climb, that's personal. That's where the real growth happens, in the solitude of the journey, in the moments where it's just you and the mountain. In 2025, embrace the power of quiet strength. Face your struggles with grace, not for the applause of others, but for your own growth. Let the world see your victories, not your battles. Share your lessons, not your wounds. And when you do overcome, let your story inspire without revealing every detail. Because struggles are not the end, they're the beginning of something greater. They're the fire that refines you, the storm that strengthens you, and the path that leads you to your best self. Keep your struggles private, not out of shame, but out of respect for the transformative process they represent. And when you emerge stronger, the world will see the glow of your growth, not the scars of the battle. Let your struggles teach you, shape you, and prepare you, and let your victories speak for themselves. Your faith, your inner beliefs, and your guiding principles are some of the most personal parts of who you are. They anchor you in moments of uncertainty, give you strength when you feel weak, and provide clarity when the world around you feels chaotic. Faith, whether it's spiritual, emotional, or philosophical, is a deeply intimate connection to something greater than yourself. And in 2025, as the noise of the world grows louder, protecting your faith and keeping it private is an act of both wisdom and strength. Faith isn't about shouting it from the rooftops or proving it to others. It's about living it. It's about how it shows up in your actions, in your resilience, and in the way you treat others. Sharing your faith too openly or with the wrong audience can sometimes dilute its power. Not everyone will understand your beliefs or respect your connection to them. They might question, challenge, or even mock what you hold dear. And when that happens, it can leave you feeling exposed, misunderstood, or defensive. But your faith doesn't require validation. It doesn't need to be explained, defended, or put on display. Faith is a quiet strength, a personal wellspring of hope and purpose that fuels you from within. By keeping it private, you give it the space to grow deeper, stronger, and more meaningful. You protect it from the noise of the world, allowing it to guide you without interference. When you guard your faith, you also preserve its sanctity. In a world filled with distractions, opinions, and contradictions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Keeping your faith private helps you stay grounded, focused, and aligned with your values. It becomes a compass that directs your decisions and actions, not something swayed by external influences. Faith is also a deeply personal journey. What you believe, how you connect to it, and the way it shapes your life are uniquely yours. Sharing it with others too openly can sometimes invite comparison or judgment, as if there's a right or wrong way to believe. But faith isn't a competition, and it's not for show. It's a relationship between you and your creator, your values, or your purpose. And like any meaningful relationship, it flourishes best when it's nurtured in private. Keeping your faith private doesn't mean hiding it. It means letting it speak through your life rather than your words. It means showing kindness, integrity, and resilience that make people curious about what drives you. It's about inspiring others through your actions, not your proclamations. When people see the peace, strength, and joy that your faith brings you, they'll feel its impact without you having to say a word. Faith also provides a sanctuary in difficult times. When life feels overwhelming and the world seems unpredictable, your faith becomes a refuge, a place where you can find comfort, hope, and renewal. By keeping it private, you protect that sanctuary from unnecessary opinions or skepticism. You allow yourself to lean fully into your beliefs, drawing strength and wisdom without distraction. It's important to remember that faith is a journey, not a destination. It evolves as you grow, as you face challenges, and as you discover more about yourself and the world around you. Keeping your faith private allows you to explore that journey authentically, without the pressure of explaining or justifying your path to others. In 2025, let your faith be your foundation. Hold it close, nurture it, and allow it to guide you quietly but powerfully. Live your beliefs through your actions, your kindness, and your unwavering sense of purpose. Share it selectively with those who respect and honor it, and protect it from those who seek to diminish it. Because at the end of the day, faith is personal. It's not about convincing others, it's about staying true to yourself. It's about finding strength in your connection to something greater and using that strength to navigate life with courage and grace. Keep your faith private, not because it's fragile, but because it's sacred. Let it be a source of strength, a beacon of hope, and a reminder of what truly matters. And when the world sees the light in you, let them wonder and let your life be the answer.